Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from Gig Lane, Bury, the home these days of Swinton Rugby League Football Club, and where Leeds are this afternoon's visitors in the fourth round of the Silk Cut Challenge Cup. The winners of this tie will travel next week to either Oldham or Warrington, and if it's Leeds it should go through, and the game will be on television next Saturday. So for Leeds, the last chance of putting some silverware on the shelf at the end of this centenary season. The centenary season which has seen Leeds consolidate their second place in the table, which they achieved last season, despite the fact that a lot of injuries. They've had to put a lot of youngsters in. Leeds youth doing a great job. First game for Leeds without James Lowes for a few years this afternoon. He of course transferred last week to the Bradford Bulls. So Leeds, I'll run through the teams for you. I've got Alan Tate at fullback, Jim Fallon, Craig Innes, Carl Hall, Francis Cummins are the three quarters, Gary Schofield and Graham Holroyd the halves, and Graham Holroyd will have the kicking duties. Neil Harmon, Mick Shaw, Barry McDermott, George Mann, Adrian Morley and Mike Forshaw. On the substitutes are Philip Hassan and Harvey Howard. And Swinton, well, they line up with Mark Wellesby, a full-back, the former St Helens man. Jason Roach is on the wing. Kevin Price-Jones and Jim Evans, former student international, they're the centres. Simon Ashcroft is on the left wing. Willie Wolfgram, who's cousin of George Mann, he's a Tongan. He's at number 6 with Peter Cannon, his half-back partner. Mark Shields, former Wakefield man, Carl McCabe and Tony Barra, son of the chief executive here. They're the front row. Taliti Levere, Adrian Garner, Les Holiday are the back three, and Mick Edwards and Ian Connor are the substitutes. And the referee for today is Mr. Steve Cross of Hull. So, interesting time prospect here. Swinton, of course, looking to turn Leeds over this afternoon. Leeds will have to be at their best. They can't afford any slip-ups this afternoon here at Gig Lane. And I must say, and it's for anyone who hasn't been to Gig Lane before, an excellent stadium with a lot of good facilities. Pitch has been covered with straw. Looks a little bit sandy in the middle and straw covered on the outside. And Swinton it is who will kick off just after 3 o'clock. It seems the norm nowadays. Nobody gets the games underway at the start. And no doubt the Swinton will come at Leeds in the first 15-20 minutes of this game, looking to cause an upset early in the proceedings. And the ball immediately for Adrian Morley to run out of defence. Morley making good progress. Holroyd again coming in there quickly at first receiver, gives that to Alan Tate on the burst. Shaw, Schofield goes on the dummy run, that's for Neil Harmon. Just trashing forward, 3 men in at the tackle. Swinton will certainly have enthusiasm in these early stages. Mike Forshaw can't get the ball away in the tackle, and nobody in support there of Mike Forshaw. Mick Shaw scampers, makes a good 10 metres before he's brought down. Just on halfway, up to the last tackle. Schofield finds Holroyd, and Holroyd's trusty left boot is put down in the corner for Mark Wellesby, the Swinton fullback, who makes a bit of a pig's ear of that and has put himself under pressure now, right close to his own line. Barry McDermott quickly in at the tackle, and that's good defence from Leeds. A missed tackle there from Adrian Morley, just allowing number 5 Simon Ashcroft to go around on the outside. Good defence from Leeds here on the big number 10, Tony Barrow. He looks to be the danger man for Swinton. Had a good game against Leeds last season in one of the cup competitions. Bad marker defence from Leeds sees Swinton making good ground from acting half back there, the hooker, Carl McCabe, and that's back for the kick. And that sends Alan Tate scurrying back into his own quarter, his own 10-metre mark, in fact, to pick that ball up. And takes the tackle. Schofield then will look to bring Jim Fallon on an inside run. Fallon almost as much uses an extra forward when he goes on one of those rampaging runs, very strong. Shaw finds George Mann, Tongan. Gets the ball away to Cummins, Cummins in the way on the inside, he's got the full back to beat, steps inside him, he's got Roche chasing him, Cummins coming across and he got the pace, Francis Cummins, cuts inside. Looking for the first side in, Leeds all right quickly in acting half. Schofield, ball's out there to take the ball out to Carl Hall. Carl Hall bumping men through and knocking them off. A good play from Leeds, moving the ball there, great ball from George Mann, gave Francis Cummins a space. Holroyd's ball now is for Schofield, Schofield again, George Mann for Innes. And the pass between Innes and George Mann, not the best. And the ball rolling into touch, so a good promising position for Leeds. Goes there, looks as though Leeds were going to be in for the first try of the game. Swinton then get the first scrum of the game. Big defence there from Adrian Morley and big defence from Jim Fallon. That's good play from Leeds. Forward pass there was certainly went unnoticed. We've had a couple of suspected forward passes when Leeds have been in possession. That was certainly blatant. The Leeds caught offside, first penalty of the game, down to the Lions. And one of the great tragedies of modern rugby league is that the Lions' famous ground, Station Road, is now a housing estate. But the name carries on Brawley and a great stadium here at Bury. Morley's in at the tackle there on the number 10, Tony Barra. That's going to be a drop out underneath the post. The ball touched the Leeds foot on the way through. So Holroyd with a player with that responsibility. And that's a good drop out there from Holroyd, goes over halfway, and again Swinton man just stops it with his foot. Mark Shields looks to run at Mick Shaw again. That's good defence from Mick Shaw. That's Holiday. Inside ball. Fuliava. And Swinton again within 10 metres of the Leeds line. Wolf run. Cannon. That's for Holiday again. Puts a little crossfield kick in. Francis Cummins trying to get out from over his in goal. He can't do that. Didn't take the ball in the in goal. So again, Leeds will have to drop out. And Francis Cummins is having a word with the touch judge, but that's the correct decision. Cummins took that ball in the field of play and took it back into his own in goal area. All right, spinning drop out. It's collected by the try scorer Mark Wellesby. Looks to change pace as he runs into Craig Innes. Jason Roach. And scored a 100-metre try at Eddie in the Lions game for St Helens. Tony Barrow, that's good defence from Innes and Forshaw there. One round the legs, one upstairs to stop the ball being passed. And Cannon Wolfgren. That's out to Les Holiday. Short balls inside, and there's going to be another try here. And Leeds can't cope in the middle of the field with the ball handling skills of Les Holiday. Just a short ball coming round there. And Leeds cover stretched and Swinton over for another try. "14 minutes on the clock. And really Leeds need to get tickets to Les Holiday. We saw in the Regal Trophy final for Widnes a few years ago that Holiday was the one who well, a mistake there from George Mann at the kick-off. What a bad mistake to make, has put Swinton right back on the attack. And Leeds are offside, and this time the goal kick will be right in front of the post. And Swinton will take the 2 points. That all stemming from George Mann's mistake at the kick-off. Instead of catching the ball, he tried to stop it with his foot, kicked it straight back to Swinton, and they look far more eager than Leeds to get on that loose ball. Well, Jim Evans no doubt convert this penalty straight in front of the post. Well, 16 minutes in Swinton go, 12 points to 2 in the lead. And one thing for Swinton so far from Mark Wellsby, he's varied the kickoffs. He's had 3 kickoffs and he's kicked at 3 different stages of the ground, different areas of the ground, and he's caused problems for Leeds that time. Whether he'll try it again. This time Graham Allroyd catches the ball and puts Adrian Morley on the burst. And again, that's good ground made by Adrian Morley. Allroyd just to find Fallon coming in on the arc. Back to Mick Shaw's. Supported in the middle of the field, but there's no way through for Shaw on this occasion. Harmon. And a flop there from number 7. Peter Cannon gives Leeds a penalty. Good touch there, finder from Holroyd. Putting Leeds well. 32 metres away from that line. Barry McDermott in straight through Liz Holiday. Holroyd. George Mann. Switching, trying to go back inside. Stepped off his right foot there. Shaw's quickly acting half. Leeds will go to the right with Gary Schofield. Through the arms of Adrian Morley, running out wide there. Can't get the ball away. Schofield finds Mike Forshaw. Forshaw straight for the line. Swinton defence holding firm so far. Leeds again just a metre short. If Leeds move it to the left, they've got an overlap here. If Allroyd can work some magic, he puts this into the gap there. That's going to be a try for Leeds. Well, Leeds didn't score there, and nobody had to play the ball. Wow, unprofessional of Leeds there. Where was Mick Shaw? In the middle of the field. Looked like Innes had scored the try. Leeds spurning the chances to go ahead there. Terrible play from Leeds. No one acting half back. A big tackle from Adrian Morley there to knock the man down. That's Leava. We're up to the last tackle, so Leeds have done a good containing job as Les Holiday puts the kick in. That'll send Jim Fallon scurrying back. He'll allow that to run into touch. Right on the Leeds 20-metre mark, so Leeds have to bring the ball all the way back up the field again. Really looked like Craig Innes was over for the try there. It was a great ball from Holroyd. But the man was held up a couple of inches short, and Leeds had no one in at dummy half. Leeds get a penalty for feed up at the scrum, which is most unusual these days. Allroyd's kick. Puts Leeds on the attack inside the Swinton half of the field. Neil Harmon takes the first drive. Shaw will find Allroyd, and Allroyd this time looking for George Mann. One off the rope this time, puts Tate through the gap. Tate up to the 20-metre mark before he's brought down. Shaw quickly in acting half back this time again, using the short side with George Mann. And Leeds have made good 10 metres in that drive. This time Allroyd now with the ball in his hands. Passes the ball to Schofield. Schofield looking to long ball out there for Tate. Tate for Fallon. Fallon's going for the corner. And he's going into the flag, is he? Into the flag. So Swinton will have a tap out there on that 20 metres. So Leeds, again, not able to get in at the corner. Jim Fallon had too much to do on that far side. And the Swinton supporters really fired up for this one, as are the Swinton team. And Swinton using Jason Roach to try and break through, using the old adage that if the winger gets through, he will go the length of the field. Shields again, gets the ball away. That's good play. Good support play there from McCabe. Holiday. It's out for Jim Evans. And good defence from Leeds on number 12, Adrian Erner. Hall. Oh, that's good defence from Jim Fallon. Spot tackle there on Jim Evans as he got the ball from Erner. To the last tackle now, Holiday steps. And Adrian Morley just should have knocked the ball out there. I think the step of Les Holiday beat him, but again it puts Leeds on the defensive. And a real cacophony of noise coming from down here as Mark Shields runs at Carl Hall. And now it's Tony Barrow's turn to try the same trick at the same two players, Carl Hall and Adrian Morley, but their defence is good. Holiday again in the middle of the field, looking to step, trying to get the ball away. Schofield reads that well and knocks him down. Cannon running from acting half. Taking play to within 5 metres, and again Les Holiday's in a position from where he can dictate some form of play here. Puts a little grubber kick in. Mick Shaw, the judge should have knocked on. And again Leeds will have to do some defending. Swinton get the head and ball at the scrum. So Cannon feeds a scrum, gets the ball out there to Wolfram. Wellesby bringing Roach in off his wing. And back to Wolfram again. And that's a penalty to Leeds, and rightly so. The man was not really completely tackled there, and he tried to play the ball. Schofield's kick comes right up to against us on the gantry. The Leeds eager to get things going, and Steve Cross not doing them any favours there, stopping him for the loose ball. Barry McDermott ploughing forward. All right. It's a fine man on the second phase of the run there. Good defence from Cannon, bringing him down. Big Shaw scampering, darts his way forward. Offside, so Leeds get another penalty. But can they make the most of these penalties? Leeds so far on attack. They've had 2 or 3 clear-cut chances close to the line, not been able to force their way over. Got a Shockley on the cards. Neil Harmon just takes the ball off of one off the ruck from Mick Shaw's pass from the tap, and now it's Allroyd looking to influence the side. It's a good ball for Schofield. Schofield puts the hammer down. He won't make any mistake, Gary Schofield. That's a try. In fact, the referee's disallowed it for a dummy movement. And Swinton get the penalty. So nothing going right for the Liners this afternoon. Nice Holiday looks to find touch and finds it on top of the main stand. The stand here at Swinton. And Tony Barrow trying to run again through Mick Shaw. Good play from Swinton, plenty of enthusiasm from them. And no little skill, Jim Evans. Good defence from Graham Allroyd. And Les Holiday, that's his first mistake of the afternoon, going without the football. It slipped out of his hands and he attempted to run there. So Leeds get the ball away from the scrum, and again that blindside move from Mike Forshaw. Nearly coming off. Fallon will have a run himself. George Mann. Good defence there from number 11, Lee Harvey. All right, Schofield. All comes in, drops inside for Cummins, but the Swinton defence there, swarming over in numbers. If Leeds can get the ball out to the right now, there are a million men over here. All right, we'll run at the defence. It's a good ball out for McDermott. McDermott, lovely ball there for Tate. Tate heading for the corner, gives it to Fallon. And Fallon's in for a try, and Leeds at last get over the whitewash there. It was obvious if they moved the ball out there that they would score. try then goes to Jim Fallon. Play just about 25 minutes gone. Strikes it high, it's curling round. Waved away by the touch judges. Again, Morley and McMahon managing to release the ball this time. Shields. And gets the ball away in a tackle. Schofield obstructed there as he tried to get away from Shields. Holiday. It's out for Jim Evans. Oh, great play there. Wellsby's in the line again now. And just a knock on. Stopping a promising Swinton attack. Good football from Swinton, who are playing some fine open attacking rugby. So Leeds right back on their own quarter. We'll have head and feed at the scrum. Which Graham Holroyd will work now. Brings Jim Fallon in, and there's a gap there for Fallon. Want a good defence from Les Holiday. That's good loose forward play because Fallon was away there. Carl Hall. Going away, Carl Hall. Oh, big defence from Wolfgram. That's good defence there from the big standoff. Big in physical bulk, if not tall. Schofield. Let's bring Neil Harman on the burst. Harman, who's done a lot of work this season for Leeds. Shaw again, spots a gap, goes from acting half. Coming to grief in the sand though, Leeds not really able to affect anything in the sand. Schofield drops off there for McDermott. That's a forward pass, and that stopped a try for Leeds again. On the last tackle, little bit of turnover. McDermott had just overrun Schofield there as Leeds, some of the Leeds players I think waiting for the bomb. Schofield deciding to run the ball on the last tackle. Tony Barrow gets the ball away again in the tackle. Harman just doing enough to stop Shields. Craig Innes hanging onto his legs there, looks to the ball away in this time. Schofield looks to try and get the interception, and Cannon puts the ball backwards, and Holiday has it now, looks to go himself. Wolfgram, flying tackle from McDermott, comes in but he misses. And Wolfgram still holding up there. Holiday. It's a good ball for Jim Evans, out there for the winger. Comes inside, Jim Fallon still coming inside. Back for the... Oh, McCabe. Oh, Lozernay again, so Swinton keeping the ball going. Cummins is under pressure here. And he scores a try, number 3. Great try there from Price Jones, his second. Well, 3 first half tries to Swinton there, keeping the ball moving. Leeds defence not clamping the man with the ball. Must have gone through 12 pair of hands there before the kick was put in. And number 3, Gavin Price Jones, is over for his second try. And Leeds have got it all to do now. They really need to get the defence worked out. Too many missed tackles in the middle of the field. And it's a corner version by Jim Evans. Three tries and 3 goals to Leeds, 1 try and 1 goal. All right, again brings Adrian Morley, running the ball out. That's going to be a penalty. And Morley there walking forward and getting the penalty. Again, Leeds have 5 minutes to try to get something back into this game before half-time. McDermott runs forward, looks to offload there. Shaw quickly acting half-back, finds Allroyd. Allroyd for Harmon. Oh, that's a high tackle on Neil Harmon from number 14, Mike Edwards. Well, Leeds could do with a quick thinking of McDermott gets the ball away to Shaw. That's better play from Leeds. Shaw thought about giving the ball Allroyd, and again if Leeds can get the ball to the left now, they've a million men to spare here. Allroyd will step and will look to go himself. Gets the ball back to Schofield. Schofield to Harmon, but Leeds look to have gone the wrong way. Oh, Schofield. Long ball out there is for Morley. Over the shoulder of Morley, picked up by the try scorer Gavin Price-Jones, and again Leeds good defence again from Leeds, but that really chance has gone begging there. Edwards to number 14, that's good defence from number 6, Gary Schofield. Up to the last tackle now. The ball kicked downfield by As Holiday goes dead. Leeds will have the luxury of a tap on the 20 metres. Cummins having the ball forward. And Cummins driving forward there and trying to pinch yardage, and has conceded a penalty just before half-time. And Jim Evans, I think, will have a kick for goal on this one. It's fairly straight. So Evans ends up at Swinton, an unlikely 20 points to 6 up at half-time. Leeds a nightmare first half. They've conceded penalties regularly, they've missed tackles, and they've spurned chances on attack. But take nothing away from Swinton, who've had a tremendous first half. Whether they can keep it up remains to be seen. Jim Evans' kick's not a good one, and it leaves Alan Tate a chance to run the football back. Jim Fallon, now Leeds would love a try now just before half-time. We're looking to Fallon to provide it then. McDermott can't shrug off the attentions of the Ian Connor, the substitute. Mick Shaw. Carl Hall. Up to the last tackle, and Steve Cross is refereeing, leaving a lot to be desired at that stage there, Holroyd. That's for Innes. Innes has got Cummins inside him. Finds Allroyd again now, Allroyd. Tackle on the last tackle, that'll be the turnover. Allroyd in at the tackle. And that was a good chance for Leeds there to try and get some points just before half-time. It was a lovely ball from Allroyd that put Innes away. But Swinton defence has been all over Leeds this afternoon. Tremendous tribute to their enthusiasm. Shields. Shields plays the ball. McCabe. Ball out to Wolfram. Knocked on. They've given the last tackle now. Well, that's the strangest decision you'll see in a long time. The ball coming out of the player's hands there. So that was either a penalty or a knock-on. The referee just allowed play to go on. And play over the 40 minutes now, so Leeds will only have possibly this set of 6 in which to try and work their way upfield. Cummins. Morley. Shaw for Allroyd. For McDermott. Shaw again finding George Mann, who's running out wide, not been so effective this afternoon. This time Shaw will find Schofield. Allroyd. Comes a football, but only into trouble and over into the half of the field. So Leeds now, last chance of this first half. Schofield puts boot to ball. Well, that's not a good kick. It's been pushed right downfield. Nobody had any chance of getting anywhere near that kick, much too long. The penalty to Leeds, not playing the ball correctly. And really Leeds want to be looking at taking a quick tap here now. McDermott drives forward. Oh, Leeds, quickly in. Schofield, look at the run round there with Allroyd. Finds Morley. Still going Morley, pushing men off. Schofield finding Carl Hall, and it's Carl Hall struggling to get his way over there. Yes, that's a try. He said he's bounced the ball, so that's 2 tries Leeds have had disallowed this half. And Swinton take a quick tap. And Leeds, well, they can't do anything right. Jason Roach is coming forwards. Craig Innes brings him down. Tony Barrow. And good defence from Morley on McCabe. But really Leeds only themselves to blame. Twice have been over the line and had tries disallowed. Up to the last tackle now. 18 points to 6, just upon half-time. What can Swinton do on this last tackle? It's back for Les Holiday. Picked up by Adrian Morley. And again, Leeds can try and come away. Fallon this time. There goes the hooter, an unlikely scoreline then, 18 points to 6 to the Lions of Swinton. 18 points to 6 then. They opened the score on the 5th minute with a try from Wellesby. Evans converted, leads it back with an Allroyd penalty on 10 minutes to make it 6-2, and then Price Jones and his first try on 14 minutes, 2 wide out for the conversion, but 2 minutes later, Evans converted, it was 12-2. Leads it back with a Fallon try in 25 minutes. And that made it 6-12, and then Price Jones had his second try from an up and under that Francis Cummins didn't defuse. Evans converted, 18 points to 6, and Leeds a lot to do in his second half if they're to progress any further down the Wembley Trail. So Leeds then look to restart this second half, just 40 minutes away from what could be a hard-fought victory or inglorious defeat. Leeds have two substitutes on. Philip Hassan, he's on for Alan Tate, I think, with Francis Cummins dropping the full-back. And Harvey Howard on for Barry McDermott. And Swinton running the ball out, as you'd expect. They'll be really fired up, and Leeds need to get early points in this second half, and certainly they can't afford to let Swinton score again. And that's big tackle there from Harvey Howard. He'll be keen to impress this afternoon. Les Holiday's kick is rushed because of Gary Schofield. And Francis Cummins, first time I've seen him play full-back. And he's certainly my tip to shine at full-back. At one point, Francis Cummins, Phil Hassan will run the ball from acting half-back. Leeds get the first penalty of the second half. The penalties of the first half were 8-6 to the Liners, and the scrums 4-2. They certainly had their fair share of possession. Holroyd's kick finds touch, and Leeds are on the attack again. And really, they've got to score in this set of 6 leads to set the tone for the second half. Would certainly knock the stuffing out of Swinton to find themselves going behind at this early stage. Schofield now on to Holroyd's pass, switched inside for Morley. Morley galloping forward into the 10 metres, plays the ball quickly. Forshaw's in it, acting half. Holroyd again. Cuts through there, but he's not got the pace on the Swinton cover. Jimmy Evans wraps him up. Shaw scoots him acting half. Held up just 2 or 3 metres short, so Leeds with a couple of tackles left now. Schofield, Holroyd finds Schofield running out there. That's for Forshaw. Forshaw's in and Carlo's in for the try. Well, that's something for the Leeds fans to cheer about there. When the ball was played across, Swinton just 3 minutes into this second half. Difficult kick again for Graham Holroyd. At a time last season when he was popping these over with monotonous regularity, but it's not really been Graham Holroyd's season this season. In a short season, he's been injured for most of it and hasn't really completed a game in the last 4 or 5. And again, that's wide, so 10 points to 18. So 43 minutes then, and Leeds at last getting a score on the board in the second half. 43 minutes gone, 10 points to 18. The Liners trail the Lions here at Swinton. Jim Evans collects the ball from the kick-off and runs straight into Harvey Howard. And he's lost the ball in the tackle there. That's good defence from Leeds. Ian Connor, the big number 15, looks mortified, but he's certainly lost. And Steve Cross, all credit to him there, he spotted that he'd lost the football. Just 15 metres short then, Leeds. It's the ball out, finds Schofield coming up on the other side. Inside drop-off there is for Cummins coming up from full-back. Good defence from Swinton. If Leeds can move the ball out to the right here quickly, they've got men to spare. George Mann looked to run and takes the ball. Leeds just 7-8 metres from the Swinton line. Mick Shaw plays the ball. That's back to Holroyd. Holroyd dribbled up off for Armanwell. He drops off instead for Forshaw. Gap opens for Forshaw there. Shaw finding Harvey Howard. Schofield. Long ball is for Carl Hall. Back to Holroyd. Holroyd's pass is not a good one, and Jim Fallon can't take it. And the ball goes into touch, so the chance gone for Leeds there. Fallon had virtually overrun Holroyd and was trying quickly to backpedal for the pass. But Leeds have certainly started this second half with the correct attitude, and Leeds have really got to keep Swinton pen down here. They can't afford any missed tackles, any penalties. Riley Howard in quickly. And they've just done that. They've given away the penalty that we said they didn't want to give away. And that's let Swinton off the hook. So Harvey Howard's fired up, but the trouble is, it's just cost Leeds a penalty. And a knock on there from Mark Shields, so Leeds forcing the others now. I think the thought of Harvey Howard hitting Mark Shields then was... well, the new law is that scrums should take place where the ball is lost, only the scrums from touch going 20 metres. Steve Cross obviously not aware of that rule. Schofield, Carl Hall looking for the run around. Leeds looking to put Innes on the burst. Innes through the gap there. Can't get the ball away to Cummins, who's inside, and that was a flop on Craig Innes. Philisan. Some good hard tackling coming in from Swinton. Harvey Howard charges forward into that 20 metres. McShaw spots the gap, goes himself, takes a play now. Leeds 8 metres short. What can they do here? Allroyd's in it, acting half. Will find Schofield with the long pass. Inside ball for Morley. Morley pushing for the line. 2 or 3 metres short. Last tackle. Forshaw. Schofield. Switching play, going the other way. Long pass out there is for Hassan. Can Hassan keep the ball alive? He does. That's good play from Leeds. Schofield puts up the bomb. Leeds chasing. Harmon's underneath. Well taken there by the Swinton winner, number 5, who's still not tackled. Great running there from Simon Ashcroft. Now it's the turn of his wing partner, Jason Roach. Forshaw hanging onto his legs. This is a real blood and thunder cup tie. Swinton move the ball to the right. This time it's Mark Shields. Craig Innes brings him down. Holiday. Good defence from Leeds. McCabe. Again, good defence from Leeds, but Leeds have a long way to come back with this ball this time, as Swinton's kick's bound to come in now. Cannon. Well, that's gone further backwards. And Morley's missed the tackle, and that's given Swinton a chance to re-kick. Cummins is underneath. Takes it here with ease there. And gets away from the Swinton winger. They're putting in a good display at full-back so far, Francis Cummins. You seem to see what he's like under pressure. Shaw, spots the gap. That's a high tackle. And that's hurt Mick Shaw. And there's no time for Mick Shaw to be playing this through Alex Allroyd's ball. It's quickly tapped and Harmon's rampaging through. Just ankle tap there, not tackled. Fallon, he's really strong, Jim Fallon. Just held a metre short there. Harmon in acting half back. Will find Allroyd with the pass. Not the best of passes as you'd expect from a prop. Schofield now dictating play. Finds Carl Hall. Carl Hall putting his through the gap. And he's stepping inside. Has he got the legs? Oh, he's lost the ball over the line. And he's... oh, again, Leeds have spurned the chance of a try. How many more chances are we going to see Leeds lose the ball in a great position? It's a real blood and thunder cup tie. And if Leeds certainly do the hard tackling well there, Swinton should really tire. Leeds can't afford for Swinton to score again. They've got to keep the Lions penned down here. For Tony Baddow. Allroyd brings him down. Together with Harvey Howard, we're up to the last tackle. Six tackle knock on there from Jim Evans. Schofield. Long ball out there for George Mann as Leeds looking to keep the options open. Mann Forshaw's in support. Good loose forward play from Mike Forshaw. It's the ball back to Man again. The Man will come across the field this time. He straightens up now. Morley. Got a good game this afternoon. Adrian Morley gets to his feet quickly. Shaw interfered with at the play of the ball. Looking to go, Mick Shaw just a couple of metres short. Holroyd's in it, acting half. Stand the ball's out for Schofield. Innes pushed in a touch at the flag as the Swinton defence holding firm yet again. So 11 minutes gone of this second half. Leeds still trail by the 8 points. "13 minutes gone then of this second half. And his conversion misses. 22 points to 10 then. Cummins takes a kick off, juggles with the football and ploughs up the middle of the field. Philissan. Leeds missing the work of Kevin Iro and Tony Kemp, but it's all going wrong for Leeds. They've been over the line 3-4 times and not been able to put the ball down to the satisfaction of Steve Cross. Lost the ball. Holroyd stepping, going himself. Shaw, that's Leeds' best hope of making progress so far this afternoon. We're up to the last tackle again. Schofield, he tries a chip over this time. Could it be too far? Dribbles it forward. That's got to be 6 more tackles. As Martin looks to go himself. Oh, that's a disgraceful decision there from the referee. A disgraceful decision from Steve Cross. Said that Schofield's ball had hit the full-back who came forward and kicked it. What a disgraceful decision from Stephen Cross. Well, Leeds will feel they're really up against it now. That should have certainly been 6 more tackles there. Baddow charging forward. Shields now up to the last tackle, so Leeds can expect the kick again. This time it's from Les Holiday. And Holiday sends Francis Cummins scurrying across. Ball sits up well for him though. Good defence on Cummins. Fallon scoring of 1 try this afternoon for Leeds. Sure, nobody coming on to the football for Leeds. Well, would you believe it, the Leeds supporters going absolutely bananas. Nobody wanting to run onto the football for Leeds. Harvey Howard. No one in support of Howard. Finally finds Holroyd. Holroyd to Hall. And great defence from Swinton. Holroyd again for Schofield. Out to Forshaw. Forshaw steps, goes himself. Up to the last tackle. Schofield weighs up the options, finds Holroyd. Holroyd finds Hall. Hall puts a chip in for the line. And Simon Escoff cleans up for Swinton, and Swinton will have to drop out. 17 minutes gone then of this second half now. Leeds 22 points to 10 in arrears here at Gig Lane. As Holiday's drop out is Philissan. Hassan threading his way through the defence. That's good running from Hassan back up to the 20 metres. Shaw goes himself up to within 5 metres of the line. Harmon's in at acting half. Our Leeds are missing James Lowes this afternoon. Finds for Morley. Morley's in for the try. This time there's no denying Steve Cuss can't disallow that. Adrian Morley's in right at the side of the post. And 3 tries in for Morley. All right then. That's successful. So 16 points to 22. Leeds will look to get the game restarted. Steve Cuss just makes sure that the Lions are all in position. Allroyd's kick is for Ashcroft. Morley and Shaw bringing him down. Jim Evans. And Harvey Howard's taking a liking to Jim Evans. That's about the 6th time he's tackling. Shields again. The Leeds certainly need to try and a goal and quickly now. Baddow. That's good clamping of the man on the ball. Cannon finds Wolfram. Jim Evans. And Carlo looked to miss him the first time. Up to the last tackle for Holiday. Wolfgang's kicks downfield. Philisan takes it on the full. And just hits the reception committee of Tony Baddow. And number 14, Mick Edwards. Cummins running the ball out now. Oh, it's a great ball away to Fallon. Fallon pushing Ashcroft off there, throws the ball back. Oh, and he's going to roll into touch. Fallon should have stayed there and took the tackle. Leeds spurning chances. I can't believe what I've just seen. There's still 20 minutes of this game left. There's no need to play panic football at this stage. Instead, Swinton will have head and ball in a position inside the Leeds half, somewhere where they've not been for much of this second half. Penalty to Leeds, well. Schofield finds touch and the Lions have a second chance. Would you believe Mick Shaw has not taken the tap from the 10-metre mark and has just given away the possession that Leeds have worked so hard to get. And Steve Cross gives a scrum with head and ball. Steve Cross actually stood and pointed to the mark and Mick Shaw. And the scrum's in the wrong place. Willie Wolfgram. Jim Evans. Offside, Neil Harmon. As Holiday finds touch, and now's a test of the Leeds character. Can they keep Swinton out for the next 6 tackles? Because I'm afraid if they can't, then they'll be out of the cup. Baddow, good defence for minutes, but Swinton only 10 metres now from the Leeds line. And Swinton not being able to get anywhere near there in the second half. Shields driving forward. Big defence required from Leeds. Switching play, Holiday. And a good job there at Leeds. George Mann spotted that tackle because Holiday cleverly switched play, and Swinton again using the short side with Baddow this time. Holiday. Good defence from Schofield on Cannon up to the last tackle now. And I think Schofield's concerned with the injury for Cannon there, just stopping the play. Cannon then. Schofield injured as well in that skirmish. Leeds can afford to be without Gary Schofield. Peter Cannon, Schofield requiring attention. Clock will be stopped. Last tackle now, so Schofield is in a weak position in the Leeds line there, and really Leeds need to sort out what's happening here. Morley well cleaned up for Leeds there. The drop goal attempt from Les Holiday. Not a good one. Fallon tries to drive his way forward out of the Leeds defence. Schofield's had to go off the field, and Leeds have now 3 props on as McShaw comes forward, and Leeds could well do without losing Gary Schofield at this stage of the game. Barry McDermott. Leeds get the penalty. Swinton obviously tiring as the longer the game goes on, but can Leeds do enough to at least get the points level? Harvey Howard. With a good defence from Swinton, Leeds in the Swinton 20 metres. And Holroyd really needs to take control of this game now. Forward pass from Barry McDermott on the second tackle. And really time rapidly running out for the Loiners. So into the last 15-16 minutes of this game. The Leeds have really made so many basic errors, it's untrue. That's out there to Matt Wellesby, who's run hard and fast. Jason Roach, a try scorer, he could win this game for Swinton with that try in the second half. Wolfram. Missed tackle there, and that's better from Harvey Howard. Knocks Wolfram down. Cannon stepping, looking to go himself. Almost slipped underneath Neil Harmon there, but Mick Shaw covered in, did well. Holiday looks to twist that ball inside again. On both sides, I think, feeling the pace now. The kick downfield. Sits up for Francis Cummins eventually. Cummins spots a gap and runs straight for that gap. Good defence from Swinton. Philisan running the ball out now, finds Man. Man to Hall. Hall gets Fallon away. This time Fallon will do his best to stay in. He does really well there, Jim Fallon, to keep the ball in. Oh, and gets the ball away to Kyle Hall, and Leeds coming forward now. Shaw. In support, Mick Shaw. Driving forward, great play from Leeds. Tim Fallon ever so well there in the tackle. Leeds with Holroyd now, stepping, running, looking to go himself. Picked up by Forshaw. The winner for East says that's a knock-on. That's an outrageous decision again from Chief Cross there. Holroyd passed the ball backwards. Mike Forshaw picked the ball up. And this looks like a conspiracy. Good defence from Leeds from Adrian Morley coming out of the scrum on the scrum half there. Tony Baddow, it's a forward pass. Again, good defence on Shields there from Harvey Howard. And look, some tired limbs out there from Swinton, and Leeds really just need to settle it down now. A good 12, 13 minutes left for play. Let's holiday will. A knock on there. Swinton get ahead and feed at the scrum, and Neil Harmon can't believe it. But Leeds again not closing Les Holiday down on the last tackle. Jim Evans. Carl Hall and Jim Fallon combining well to knock him down. Fallon, a big tackle there. Barrow, forward pass. No, Mr. Coss spots a forward pass, and Leeds have head and ball at the scrum. The time running out for Leeds. They're still trying to go away from throwing level. Forshaw picks the ball up from the loose forward spot, drops that inside for Innes. Innes can't go anywhere. Plays the ball. George Mann quickly. Forshaw again. But the defence from Swinton there, tremendous out of the scrum. Ali Howard. All right, in support, and good job it was, because that ball hung in the air. McDermott finds Morley. Shaw again scoots him acting half. Up to the last tackle now. Morley's in acting half back. What can Holroyd do with the football in his hands? Finds George Mann, who'll have gone to stand off now. Holroyd again. Holroyd's coming in, and he'll come round under the post with Holroyd. Holroyd scores a try, and he's then interfered with. Into the last 10 minutes, about 70 minutes on the clock. So all right then. In pain from the foul after he scored the try. Will he be able to slot this one over? That's successful, and Leeds level for the first time since the 3rd minute. So Leeds now really need to keep Swinton pinned down here. They need another score. They can't afford to let Les Holiday get anywhere near the position for the drop goal. Ten minutes left for play. It's been all Leeds in this second half. But Swinton looking to bring the ball away there with McEdwards. Good defence from Leeds. Scrums 10-7 to Swinton. The penalties 12-8 to the Liners. Wellesby scored the first try. Shields again. Harvey Howard, that's big defence from Harvey Howard. Les Holiday. Tremendous ball playing skills as Holiday. Barrow's knocked down there over on the far side. Up to the last tackle, that's good defence from Leeds. Cannon. That's the kick in, that's the ball back. That'll be the turnover. So Leeds need to settle it down, just play some good football. And they need to try somewhere in the set of 6. Make sure Scampers and Skulls and acting half. That's made a good 15 metres there, Mick Shaw. Barry McDermott running forward. Shaw again, this time spots the gap. Again, just a 2 or 3 metres short, McShaw now. And Leeds starting to put some pressure on Swinton. All right. That's for Neil Harmon. Oh, then deception there from Welsby, I think. And Leeds will be wary of allowing Swinton down that end of the field. They've got to really keep Swinton down here. At the moment, the best they can hope for is a replay at Headingley, which will probably be Wednesday. Jason Roach, Innes is struggling with him. Talita Levo. Held up, Swinton just 30 metres from their own line. And both sides starting to tire now. And Les Holiday tries to chip over, and again Leeds have no one there this time. Offside there against the Leeds player after Holiday's kick was so. Will Jim Evans have a kick at goal? Surely he'll have a kick at goal, Jim Evans. Well, this game, which has had more twists and turns than a snake, it's got one last twist in its tail with Jim Evans looking to kick. And again, nobody covered in there as Holiday chipped over. And Jim Evans, can he go on here for Swinton? That's wide. And Leeds beat again. But they're going to have to stand another onslaught. They have to drop out on the 20 metres. Drop kick is a good one. It's picked up by Simon Ashcroft, who dodges and twists, and Neil Harmon manages to hold him up. Jim Evans tries to go from back in half. So again, now Holiday. It's that ball out to Levi. Move the ball to the right. This time it's Barrow. Good defence from Leeds. Not able to get him into touch though. Coming now back for Holiday. Knock on from Les Holiday. And if you thought I said that more in hope than reliability, then you're dead right. All right, looks to put the feed in the scrum again. George Mann can't go forward there. Innes. Well, the speculation that Craig Innes is likely to leave Leeds shortly. I'm sure there's no one he'd like to go than a try. He scored 3 tries at Wigan the other week. I'm sure he'd swap them for one now. Harvey Howard finds Carl Hall. Oh, Budowin through. Still going, Carl Hall. Finally knocked down. Drop off ball is for Forshaw. Forshaw taking the ball the short side, and now it's with Elroyd. Elroyd's drop goal. Puts Leeds in the lead for the first time. About 3 minutes left on the clock then. Leeds worked the position well, and Graham Allred coolly, calmly slotted over the drop goal. And now puts a high spinning kick in for Simon Ashcroft to take on the full. And Harvey Howard, who's had a big impact since he came on. Jim Evans. As long as he gets the man of the match, he did it a long time ago for. Oh, good play from Shields there. Gets the ball away, but Leeds wrapping a man up. Les Holiday gets the man of the match award as he did for Widnes all them time ago in the Regal Trophy final against Leeds for Widnes. It's a long flat ball out there. That's for Roach. Swinton running out of options on that far side. And Leeds really need a sweeper. Graham Mulroy's in that position now. Holiday. Chin the ball back inside. Good defence from the Loiners. Holiday again. Looks to put the little rubber kick over. Six tackle, that'll be the turnover. And Leeds can breathe again. The little chip over from Les Holiday not coming off quite that time. And Adrian Morley, who's had a big game for Leeds this afternoon. Fallon. The Southwest Express still going. Harmon. Round the head of Harmon there, Barrow. Shaw again, spots the gap for tired Swinton legs now. Shaw scampering away. Has he got the pace? Is he going to go all the way? He's held up a metre short. Come on, somebody get to acting half-back, Jim Fallon. Not there, that's good play from Mulroy. Realised that ball from Fallon wasn't going to quite get there. Takes back on the field for someone. Oh, and he scores without the football. That's the six. That'll be... I think he's on for Barry McDermott, is he? The Leeds defending now, and really they need to defend. All right, marshalling troops. Some good defence there. Barrow is knocked down by Innes and Allroyd. Holiday again, knocked down there, which is a good thing for Leeds because it puts Les Holiday out of the last tackle. That'll be the turnover. And really Swinton running out of ideas as well as lungs at the moment. Harvey Howard then plays the football. And no histrionics from Filisano, just runs from acting half-back, takes the tackle, makes a good 10 metres. Alan Tate back on the field of play. I think for Barry McDermott, who came on for Schofield. Shaw again. Tate was with him there, looking for a try. Tate takes the ball on the short side. Tate's in for the try. That certainly won the game for Leeds. For Leeds, 5 tries. So Holroyd then. Shaves are wide of the far post. That's a holder for the end of the game, so Alan Tace trying the last act of this game, which has been pulsating and tremendous. What a good old-fashioned blood thunder cup tie. Swinton will feel that they've done everything. They'll win the game. They'll take all the credit in the press in the morning, but Leeds, they'll have to fight another day. 27 points to 22 they've won here. And who can forget 1984, the last time Leeds won a serious trophy. They beat Swinton in a similar round when Dean Bell was playing for Leeds and trailed by a similar score at half-time. 11 points to 0 in that occasion. So Leeds then get through. Graham Mulroy claps the Leeds supporters. Second half, it was 18-6 at half-time to the Lions. And Leeds had a try from Carl Hall's in the 43rd minute. And Leeds certainly looked at that time as though they were going to come out and fired up, but the bad play allowed Leeds holiday to chip over. Jason Roach scored the try in the corner. It was 22-10, and it was all Leeds. Tyson Morley, Holroyd, both converted by Holroyd, made it 22-all. In the 77th minute, what really won the game for Leeds, Derm Holroyd's drop goal, made it 23-22, and on 80th minute, Alan Tate try finished the scoring for Leeds. 2 wide out for Holroyd's conversion. 27 points to 22, then Leeds progress to next week's televised tie against either Oldham or Warrington.